Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video. We are talking about Monsters Tron. Specifically, we are taking the Monsters Tron decklist, which top-hated the most recent edition of Paupergeddon Summer edition. So, Monsters Tron, played by Andrea Feltrin, got in the top 8 of this 1000 players event. It's a quite, I'd say, peculiar decklist because there are 4 copies of Rooftop Percher, which is weird to see the last because I wasn't expecting this specific creature. So, talking about this deck, what you need to know is how with the Urza lands you can then mana ramp into card vintage cards like what is called unfathomable truths, and you get to toward these cards thanks to bars of blasting jelly and Bonder's Ornament. So, Bonder's Ornament was recently unbanned because due to the presence of ghostly flickered Tron, I think something like 6 years ago, they chose to ban all the good card vintage the good mana fixing from the decks of first Prophetic Prism and secondly Bonder's Ornament. Right now, with the presence of cards like Fanatical Offering and Initiator Insight, you don't really need Bonus Ornament as card vintage card, while on the other end the format is much more faster compared to years ago. So decks like Flickertron are no longer good in the format, at least aren't no more tier 1 or tier 0 as it used to be. So what I think really improves Monsters from making it good tier 2 deck is at first Barras of Blasting Jelly, which in my opinion is better than Prophetic Prism right now. It costs 1 less mana to fix your mana. It doesn't replace itself on ETB, but it is a removal spell and you can fetch it with Ancient Stirrings. So this card, Barras of Blasting Jelly, is a very good card here indeed. So the other card I talked here is Unfathomable Truths from Modern Horizon 3. It is an old if you compare to other stuff like the Barrels or the Percher, because it is from 2024, but it is kind of new in the format because you don't really see these cards so often. I think it is very rare to see Optimable Truths played in any deck, but of course in a Tron deck is quite powerful. So it is colorless, meaning that you can counter it with Pyroblast and you can pick it with Ancient Stirrings, making Ancient Stirrings a very, very powerful 1 mana sorcery spell in this deck because it is good both in early game and in late game, and it costs only 1 mana, and you can look at the top 5 cards. This deck is quite powerful against the mid-range strategies, specifically gate stacks, but it can as well be good against certain beatdown decks like Mono Red Madness. Surprisingly, this deck is quite good against Mono Red Madness because you have lifelink creatures that also have lot of power, and you as well have removal spells. So alongside Barras of Blasting Jelly, you have Pinnacle Killship, and then this means that if your opponent try to stick a Glitter Snipe and play on turn 3 to kill you on turn 4, you have an answer, or rather, you have multiple answers in form of removal spells and, of course, life gain. Roof top percher, it is kind of, better compared to the card which is replacing, which is the lifelink golem from the Brothers War. Uh, I have my own copy in German, so I don't really know how to pronounce its name, but it is the 7 mana golem 6/5 with prototype. So yeah, you can play the creature as a full free creature costing 4 mana that net you 3 lives, but usually, or you either cascade it or just cast it by tapping the Urza lands. Um, I think, or is this my opinion, that the Baldur Branch Golem is better as a creature, and you don't really need a rooftop percher. But maybe against other decks, you are already well placed, like Mono Blue Terror or Gates, being able to exile cards and being able to block creatures like Delver of Secrets, it can be quite powerful. So um, I'm quite hyped by trying this deck list because I was really convinced by this deck with the new card. I I think I thought for most of story of this deck that this deck wasn't really good, but now considering the current metagame and thanks to the new cards, I think it is quite good. So let's and here we go. We are facing our first opponent. We are on the play and we already have an useless mine, an useless power plant, the green for the forest, and ancient steering. So I'm keeping it, and you can expect me doing some silly stuff. I mean, ancient steerings can find nothing. Yeah, there's nothing relevant here. I can choose either picking Mojuka Borg or um maybe Rooftop Percher. I don't know. Both cards to me seems quite undertoned. I mean they're bad. I'm still missing one crop rotation, expedition map, or user tower. Yeah, I think I'll pick the Percher, which can be played by turn 5. Not taking another land since I do already have 4 mana, and I believe I eventually find, yikes, another mana on top. After all, we can expect me finding maybe what is that? Timberwatch. Okay, nothing yet. We can still find another land, maybe tower, or whatever land I can find on top deck is fine, to be honest. So, bunch of elves coming down. Keep in mind that elves is probably the worst matchup you can face. No lands. Okay, but the opponent tapped with their Timberwatch, not fearing Bird Weapon, and I suppose I want to kill their yeah, I want to kill their Timberwatch to prevent them from dealing me too much damage. To be honest, I like the idea of killing both First of Titania and Timberwatch, and that's the reason why most deck lists this deck plays Bright Weapon in the main deck, 2 copies. This deck list doesn't have the main deck Burst Weapon, but the Andrea Feltrin chooses to play 3 copies of Bright Weapon and 2 copies of Coalition on our guard and I'm bringing those cards in post sideboard game. The post sideboard games against Elves. Coalition on our guard, in my opinion, is I think the best creature we can play against Elves because stops both Timberwatch and Quirrell Ranger and of course the Beast of from the Mixmore Hydra. So my opponent still got the turn 4 kill thanks to the Priest of Titania and Double Quirrell Ranger. Yep. Nixmore Andrea is a very good card alongside Priest of Titania. Okay, so we are bringing in Breath Weapon, Coalition or God, and I think I want to maybe bring in Scour from Existence as well, because it is a removal spell. So, what we are cutting here now? I do believe we don't need Lucifer Raza. Maybe Heaven Bujuka is a dead card. It is good alongside crop rotation as graveyard 8, but beside Masked Vandal, I can't really see myself liking a tapped, colorless land, which doesn't add more than 1 mana. I mean, Fangraph is fine. You can bring back Genocent or creature, but I don't really like it. I as well think of top percher might be quite bad because it doesn't do much. Kirok's Touch, it is an additional removal spell, so maybe I want to keep the Kirok's Touch, but if I keep the Kirok's Touch, I need to cut something else, maybe Maelstrom Colossus. I can cut 3 copies of Maelstrom Colossus, which it is okay, but it costs 8 mana against Elves, so it is not so reliable. Even specifically, keep in mind that cascading into an unknown card might be not really great against Elves. I mean, we need to find as fast as possible our answers. Yeah, we're adding a bunch of rebels. Okay, that's quite good keep because we have barrels of blasting jelly on turn 1, allowing us to cast Unseen Stirrings, and then after doing that we have 3 answers, Collision on our guard, and 2 Rumble spells. So my opinion is good. So we are fearing maybe a Masked Vandal on the barrels of blasting jelly, but as well, the barrels as well are a run spell if I need that card. So Urza's Mine is the last Urza land I was missing, and then I can pass the turn. So I think barrels is very good for Tyrion. It is, as we said, a very cheap way to fix the mana, and of course, a normal spell. But the relevant thing about Barrows of Lasting Jelly is that you can activate both abilities in the same turn, meaning that if you need to fix the mana at first and then you want to crack it to kill a creature, you can do that. Another cool thing about Barrels of Lasting Jelly is that since you can activate the mana fixing ability more than 1 time per turn, it means that you can activate the barrels to cast 2 colored spells by having stirrings or any other spell played at first during your turn, and then casting an instant speed spell during your opponent's turn. That's quite good, in my opinion. There we go. There it is, the Priest of Titania. They're attacking with the Findorn. In my opinion, it is the right time to cast Score from Existence. I don't want to cast Pinnacle, Kill Ship, because I do really want to have I want to stick and play the barrels of Blasting Jelly to cast Unseen Stirrings or maybe Collision on our guard in my next turn. If they cast another, ooh, that's a misplay from my opponent's side. The Mystics go out from Existence for another card, and now I think it is time to cast my Unseen Stirrings. I want to find an unfathomable truths, and I want to cast the. Here we go. I think it is better the unfathomable truths here rather than the conduit pillars because I can still find core mana source with my unfathomable truths. Okay, so Scar from Existence, here it worked much better compared to any other normal spells, thanks to the exile part of the card. Elvish Mystic, and their Hydra and Timberwatch are not really an issue. So we're casting our 5 mana instant speed spell. How much mana do we have next turn? 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, 11. So I can play Collation on our guard, and hypothetically speaking, Bramble Worm, but I need a green mana source so I can eventually fetch it with the Generous End. I think we should just pass the turn. I mean, I don't really need an additional green mana source yet. I think I should cast a big creature right now. They don't have any pressure on the board. They don't have any relevant threat yet. So, in my opinion, it's good to put pressure rather than answering their cards. I can wait and let's see what my opponent want to do here. I can find the forest and the land drop with a generous end if I need an additional mana. Like to yeah, I want to answer the Priest of Titania. How much mana do I have in play? 3 mana, 5 3, 5, 7, 9, 10. Um I can't crack the barrels on the Priest of Titania in their end phase, but I can cycle Generosant to get to have the forest to find the forest. So with the forest, I have an additional mana, which is quite good. Okay. If I cast the Pinnacle Killship, I will then have 2, 3, 4, 5 mana to cast my Unfortunate Truth. Okay, that's fine to me. So I'll kill the first of Titania, slowing them down quite a bit. What is going on here? What is that? Rapid Vigor? Okay, I guess. That's weird indeed. That's not something I was expecting for. I can still crack the barrels of blasting jelly here. And to be honest, maybe I should do that. Yeah, they have a regeneration shield, but since the regeneration shield already worked, I can now kill the Priest of Titania and attack with my Bravo. I have a double answer for Timberwatch, double Pinnacle Kinship, so even if they... Okay, that's fine, I guess. They choose to cast... Okay, yeah. So they choose to cast Masked Vandal over Timberwatch because they were fearing... they were fearing me having little damage now. I think I can crack my Haunted Fangraph to bring back the Genocent. And instead of having an additional land drop, I'm just slam the Fatty in play. So I can put more pressure on the battlefield and still deal 7 damage with the Bramble. There's no reason to block yet, maybe? I don't know. They haven't blocked earlier when they still had the regeneration shield on the Masked Vandal. Because maybe they haven't thought about free block with the Masked Vandal. Let's see. Now I can cast at least one copy of Pinnacle Kinship to kill their Timberwatch, and we do have little damage with our Fetis, so they're for sure blocking with one Masked Band. Sorry, there's for sure. Oh, they choose to exile my food token just to have another elf in play. Expedition map, quite good, because I don't have a need to cast Pinnacle Kinship on their Timberwatch. So here, um, yeah, enforcing them to block at least the Brawler, which is the double black. I suppose they want to play around, I don't know, to be honest, you can really play around my Bramble because if I had a Bright Weapon, I would cast it to go for the little damage. So what we are doing here now is hitting the Kindred Pylons in play, then choose. Okay, I keep it. Um, it is probably better to play the Pinnacle Kinship, just to not let know that my opponent that I have in fact Collision Honor Guard in my deck. And that's a quite good thing because they can't really play around Collision Honor Guard unless they choose to bring in their Primal spell because they have the 2 mana sorcery or a green Primal spell in their deck. They can yeah, they can block it. They can kill it. So now I'm expecting maybe a Junior's End or next Hydra. What is what is it? Yeah, 6/8. That's not much of an issue. Ooh, if they block the Bramble Worm, I can exile the creature before the damage, allowing me to get through the blocker with the trample. So it is GG. Easy. You don't have a need to animate the Pinnacle Kill Ship. That's cool. So I'm expecting them to block the worm with their Musket Bundle, yeah, and Innocent with the Mana Dark. And then there it is, the Squall from Existence. It's doing wonders, this Anzor. I wasn't expecting that. Quite good against at least when it is paired with a trample creature. And against the Musket Bundle, of course. So maybe we should submit and draw Breath Weapon in early game or Collision Honor Guardian late in early game. Hmm. The thing about Urzatron is that you need Urzatron by turn 3 to be able to play your. Ooh, okay. That's a kip. Let's wait for the opponent to do something. So, Forest, Elvish Mystic. Hmm. Let me think. If I cast my Barrels of Lasting Jelly now, I will actually not be able to. I think it is better to cycle generals and go forest steerings and then choose between barrels or expedition maps. So by doing so, we can get 2 lands, that's for sure. But I want to be able to cast my Breath Weapon, if not by turn 3, by turn 4. So hoping the opponent doesn't have a Priest of Titania, but they do have it. So I'm forced to have to cast Breath Weapon on turn 3. Quite annoying. So Forest, Scholar. Okay. Sounds and stirrings. power plant, and we play the barrels of blasting jelly. Okay, my opponent, you need the Generous Hand and Musket Bundle. They have four cards in and out, so it's very easy for them to have any kind of answer they want. Seems like they have a Yeah, seems like they have an expert Hydra, meaning that I can't overcome this very fast start. Wow, that's a lot of damage. So now I need to top deck. Yeah, I need to top deck Corporation or Usos Tower, and I need the. Oh, I hope they don't have a Wrapping Vigor to counter my Breath Whip. If they have Wrapping Vigor, they have little damage already in play. Wow. So they had turn 4 kill. They have to not start. You can't really do anything against that when they have a so good start. But as we were able to see, we can play the game against elves in post-cyber games, and that was surprising to me. Hmm. Maybe not going for the turn 3 Tron was what my mistake. No, I needed to top deck land anyway, so I yeah, I think we should have played Expedition Map on turn 1, then fetch on turn 2 for the forest, or at least if we weren't able to top deck a land. But to be honest, I think Nixport Hydra plus ooh, we're missing the second land drop, so there's a mulligan again. We do have the steerings and the crop rotation and the expedition map, so the skip. I'm putting on the bottom the rooftop percher and the pinnacle kitchen. So we go power plant barrels, allowing us to have stirrings on turn 2, which is quite powerful. I like this kind of start. What is going on? Why so many elves today? Stirrings for expedition map. I mean, stirrings for mine. And then we go expedition map. And at this point, crop rotation is not really relevant, I guess. Unless we top deck tower. If we top deck, I don't know. So yeah, my opponent is on elves, and they have Quarian Timberwatch. They're discarding one card. There we go. Yeah, I guess Urza's Tower is good on top deck when you already have 2 Urza lands. So Bramble and pass the turn. Okay, let's wait for the Pinnacle Killship. I think I want to crack my expedition map on Upkeep, so allowing me to shuffle my deck because we do have a bunch of removal spells for the Timberwatch in the bottom of my deck. Timberwatch, yeah, sure. Wait a minute. They're doing nothing. Okay, just fine to me. I cracked the map. Take. Wait. I can kill their Timberwatch with my barrels of blasting jelly. Okay, I'll take the conduit pills then, so I can get some selection. Maelstrom Colossus. That's cool. So, let's I think I want if I want to crack my conduit pillars yet. How much mana do we get? I think that's not nearly enough, but still I like casting my conduit pillars, and I think I'll keep the pinnacle kinship on top. So, uh, Oh, I missed the opportunity. Yeah, cracking maybe could no, I mean I don't really need the I don't really want to crack the conduit pills losing mana since mm, I need a colored mana. So I'll kill the Timberwatch, attack with my big roar. Next turn, it is time to play the Pinnacle Kinship and kill the second copy of the Timberwatch. So they had good draws with Win Away, but the barrels are very much good unexpectedly. Just 5 mana, so you need to tap just 2 lands to kill their creatures. Then they have another very crazy draw. They have another crazy draw with their draw spells. Latest Pin finding another Timberwatch and the Priest of Titania. So I suppose now they're of course casting Timberwatch, right? They don't have any mana left to cast the Priest of Titania, which is good to me. Now I can crop rotation because on my conduit pillars because I don't need 8 mana and I want to get some selection with the second copy of conduit pillars. Rough top percher graveyard and pinnacle kill ship on Timberwatch. Um, I think I should attack here. I can animate my Pinnacle Kinship with my Awesome Colossus to deal little damage next turn. So I'm forcing my opponent to have a Masked Bundle for my Pinnacle Kinship. Yeah. If they don't have a Masked Bundle, they can yeah, if they have a Masked Bundle, they can block my Bramble with 2 creatures at least. Or either, if they have a Masked Bundle, they can block my Worm with their Masked Bundle. Okay, so they found Junior's End, which might be not enough. And in this game, game 1 win. Cool. I wasn't expecting that. So, as in the previous match, we started boarding out Rough Top Percher, and in my opinion, the Maelstrom Colossus alongside the Pulse of Muraza and the Bojuka. So now the opponent is on the play, which it is very scary because we can really answer a turn to Priest of Titania. Maybe we should play like Trickery over Breath Weapon in this deck since we can cast um hmm we do have the collision on our guard, but it is coming quite late, which makes Mulligan the starting end. And now I think I'm willing to keep this end. I think I don't want to keep the draw spell because it is very pricey. I mean, it costs 5 mana, and I need the color in play. I prefer to keep both expedition map to play around. I mean, I have only one user land, the user power plant. So what I'm doing here is hoping the opponent doesn't have the Masked Vandal on my map. If they have it, I guess I'll take it. But I want to draw another land, that's for sure. And that's quite good land, to be honest. So we'll go Prism, draw a Rumble. Okay. So next turn we can play Power Plant, Expedition Map, fetch with Expedition Map the last Ursula land. Ooh. So they have Avenging Hunter and Burst of Titania and Timberwatch, but they don't have so much mana. So we get the we get enough room to cast our breath weapon next turn, unless they cast, yeah, unless they have another Masked Vandal. If they go for the Masked Vandal, that means they're not casting the Timberwatch. But okay, yeah, they can play both Masked Vandal and they can't play both Masked Vandal and Priest of Titania. So now they are kind of forced to have to choose between Timberwatch and Priest of Titania. Okay, so now as you can see, they they choose to go Timberwatch and fetch with General Sand to play around Brat Weapon. So now I'm fetching the Uza's Mine, allowing me to have 9 mana. Hmm. Okay, so I can play my Birch Weapon to kill Kimber Ranger and Timberwatch, but maybe I should just play Scholar. Another change is, yeah, I can as well cast the Bramble Worm, but if I do so, I will then not be able to cast. Hmm. As you can see, not having the barrels in play, but having the press, it is not the best possible thing because I have only one colored mana. Barrels is better because it provides you more colored mana, which is crazy. And it is as well a Removal spell, and it deals 5 damage. So, wow, Barrels is crazy strong. Hmm. Maybe here I should go unfortunable truths because next turn I'm of course expecting them casting their Avenging Hunter, and I'm quite late to find them. Okay, but we do have the expedition map and we can fetch the conduit pylons. So I guess it is better than nothing. So next turn we have double colored mana, and we have 3, 5, 7, 9, 10 mana. 10 mana with double colored means we can play both Bird Weapon and Bramble. They choose to not cycle the General Sent, and they choose to not cast Avenging Hunter. I have playing Priest of Titania here over Masked Vandal seems, I mean, over the Avenging Hunter seems quite weird from my point of view, but it is good, I guess. I mean, now I have time to do other silly stuff, and what I'm doing here is likely, yeah, I should discover from existence their Timberwatch. Okay, use a power plant is good as well. So we have 12 mana if we play the power plant. Yeah, we should play anyway the conduit pylons because by playing the conduit pylons, we can still have Squall and Bright Weapon. Okay, maybe I like the barrels of blasting gel because I can destroy their. Yeah, I can destroy their. I can destroy their Avenging Hunter. Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. Do whatever you want. I like the thing that they are bouncing back a bunch of lands because they want to play around Bright Weapon. But Bright Weapon it is an instant speed spell, so it is crazy This card is good burst weapon against the elves. I mean, when they have double claw range, because yeah, we are wasting an extra removal spell on the Timberwatch, but we still get the opportunity to cast burst weapon. They have wrapping figure as well. Um, why people are playing so many copies of wrapping figure? Okay, they don't have wrapping figure. Okay, so now they can cast Avenging Hunter, but I don't know why they choose to cast Avenging Hunter with one turn too late. Next turn I have a lot of mana, so I can play, of course, my Bramble, but then I eventually choose to cast either Scour from Existence or the Barrels. I can't cast what? I can play my Ancient Stirrings, that's for sure. Um, they have another Masked Vandal, so for that reason, don't want to play yet the the barrels unless I find another barrels. Ornament, breath weapon. I guess I'll take the pylons. Forest in the graveyard, thank you. And it is your turn, my opponent. I think I now have a lot of mana. Maybe I have just yeah, missing one mana to cast. Oh, they had a monstrous emergence on my Brambleworm. What is that? Is that an Ixmoradra? Masked Vandal on the Prophetic Prism, no longer an issue. It is fine. We're taking 7 damage from the Avenging Hunter, but we can exile it with the Scour from Existence, and we can get 5 life from the Brambleworm. And they don't have little yet. They can somewhat still survive, and the major complaint I can have here is that they're playing monogreen monsters rather than monogreen elves. Collation on our guard. I think I like it. So we go power plant. Hmm. 6, 8, 10, 14 mana. 12 mana if we go coalition on our guard. And I think at this point I maybe can't really afford to play around another Masked Bundle. Yeah, probably I should play the barrels and pass the turn. We are scoring from existence their Avenging Hunter because we go low in life. Again, another Masked Vandal. That's the third copy of a Masked Vandal in less than half the deck. So I didn't want to play around their third copy of Masked Vandal. And it cost me one removal spell. Okay, I guess the Avenging Hunter is no longer in play. But now, since they choose to play Masked Vandal over Degenerate, I play Forest, 5 mana. What is that? Ixmaradra. There it is. 4/5 Ixmaradra. Prism. Um, Yeah, I can play the Prophetic Prism, Unfathomable Truths. Okay, that's fine, I guess. And I think I have enough mana to cast both Unfathomable Truths and Rumble. Unfathomable Truths cost four mana because it creates an Eldrazi spawn. So I'll tap 5, fix with Prism, then I have 2, 4, 5, 6, which is not enough. Um, which is not enough, but I think we can top deck any with any line. I mean, we are so behind that it is probably better to, you know, just try to have better change to overcome these very annoying situation where my opponent is playing a bunch of creatures and we need to find an answer for. I mean, we need to develop our board as well. So at this point, I actually need a way to steal their initiative. What is that? Another removal spell, maybe? That if you have an removal spell, you need to target my collision on the ground. It's just a Priest of Titania. Another 4 mana. What is that? 3 mana. Timberwatch, maybe? Yeah. Yikes. So without Bright Weapon, I can win now. Hmm. Crop rotation. So we go to the third game. Too many Too many threats, not enough answers. Pretty clear. So Elves is still quite powerful against these slow strategies. I mean, Tron doesn't interact before the third turn, so it is pretty much clear why it is slow deck. And now this natural Tron into score from existence, and if we are lucky enough, we can hit an expedition map, barrel, quiz, or on the Ornament. One or else, of course, barrels. I like it. You can go. I don't like the idea of casting the barrels with them having enough mana to cycle Generous End and cast Masked Vandal. So for that reason, I think it is better to wait at least one turn. Timberwatch. But I do have the answer to Timberwatch. I mean, the Collation of Knockout. Okay, so oh, I think I can wait one turn. Yeah, maybe I should um cast my barrels and cast unfathomable truths. So yeah, I top it too much mana because I can cast the unfathomable truths sorcery speed and then maybe find a 1 mana or the yeah, it doesn't really matter because you know I was anyway tapping 7 mana to cast unfathomable truths. So they have the Queer Ranger, 1 mana. I can block with it as this spawn their Llanowar Elf to not take damage, which is quite good because next turn I can go Collision Honor Guard into Direct Weapon. Yeah, we are attacking with the Timberwatch. Okay, I guess. Okay, okay. So they choose to deal damage anyway with the Timberwatch activated ability. Another Bright Weapon, and there we go. Coalition honor guard. And maybe it is time to play the conduit pillars. But to be honest, I like the idea of being able to sacrifice the barrels. Oh wait, I I should play my bright weapon in their upkeep to prevent them from casting their, yeah, they have a general sense so they can mask it bundle my barrels. So it is better to bright weapon in their upkeep to play around Avenging Hunter. So I'm not letting them have 5 mana to cast Avenging Hunter, and now if they find another Timberwatch, that's fine. Okay, so Funeral Elves, Sab Wildling. Hmm. So I'm attacking first, and then I think I want to play my Conduit Pylons. I want to find any more creatures or armor spells, so it is better to get some selection. If they land the Avenging Hunter, I can kill it with the barrels of blasting jellies. So I think leaving them the funerals in play is good. 2 cards and end. Pinnacle kill ship. I don't like the idea of playing my Pinnacle kill ship yet. I'm I keep attacking with my collation honor guard. I can play my 100 Fangraph because if they have an answer to the collation honor guard, I can return the collision honor guard the same in the same turn they cast the answer. Oh, that's unexpected. So I guess I want to activate my barrels of blasting jelly to kill their rough top percher. It's not a good card against me. Ah, wait, I was forgetting about the rough top percher being a flag bearer. That's cool. So I wasted one removal spell, but to be honest, it is not so much of an issue since I can cast my second copy of Bright Weapon and don't kill my the of top percher because it is as well a dragon creature due to due to changeling. I was forgetting about that. So silly. They have one card in and they have double answer, so I guess I'll don't take into account them having. Um, I like the idea of not letting them having any creature in play at this point. So kill the Percher, find pylons. Don't draw the second copy of Coalition on our guard because I already have one in play. And attack for 2. Because you often forget about collation honor guard, um, how it works because it says that the opponent is forced to target a flag bearer, but and doesn't work like redirect. It doesn't redirect all the targets. Okay. Since I not finding any good creature on top, and I'm not finding as well any unfathomable truths, I'll keep attacking and exiling their big threats. Win away them. So they found Nyxmore Hydra, Findor, and Masked Vandal. The Masked Vandal, they can exile my Pinnacle Kinship, which is annoying because it is a very big creature. Um, Again, Expedition Map on top. Now I'll take the user tower. There's no reason to attack with the Masked Vandal in play. They can block it. They can block my collision on our guard. Now I suppose they're casting on yeah, an Hydra. So yeah, a rough top Percha is a flag bearer as well. There's an elf, a dragon, a flag bearer. 5 mana. Makes more Hydra. Damn, Masked Vandal is a Masked Vandal is a changeling as well. I guess I can take 4 damage. I don't like the idea of casting Scholar from existence yet. Maybe I can find a big threat. I can't find a big threat yet. Finding so many lands on top is annoying. I can exile their Avenging Hunter if they find one. So 6 mana. That's another Nyxmore Hydra. Monograin Changelings. Yeah. So I'm exiling the 5 Empower Hydra to take to not take all the damage. And I think I want to bring back the other Collation Honor God. So next turn I can maybe um survive even if I don't draw another creature. So let me draw opponent. Let me draw another land. Why so many lands in my 17 lands deck? I have 4 copies of Ancient Stirrings, found none. I have 4 copies of Unfathomable Truths, find just one. And I have 2 copies of Wondrous Ornament. Yeah, I'm taking 1 damage. I'll block the 1/1 creatures. Come on. Verb on top. Another land. Oh, why is that I can't find anything else beside lands? And not even attacking here. Um, of course I'm blocking with my creatures. Declare blockers. Seven lands, no creatures. Oh, oh, lucky. Another land, basically. So we pass the turn. If I top deck the Kavak Starch, I think I have enough mana to be little, but it is quite brutal on I'm not even able to do anything relevant now. Sure. I think I crop rotation the basic forest. I have only three lands left in my deck, so it is time to draw an expedition map, I guess. That's not enough. Oh damn. So lost to fluid. That's troublesome. That's quite annoying. Uh, the um the weird thing is that I choose to keep all the copies of Unfortunate Truths because I believe trying to play the role of a control deck by having more all my card advantage is better because you can easily understand if you have more ways to draw your answers, you are in a better position than hoping to top deck every turn. While okay, so what cards I haven't kept against them? Um, haven't kept only the Percher and three copies of Maelstrom Colossus. Yeah, probably I've lost when I chose to sacrifice the barrels on the Percher because I forgot about the Percher being flag bearer. That play costed me the game. This is um, annoying, but I guess it is what it is. Losing that way it's okay, I guess. I mean, I forgot a rule because it it doesn't really happen so often to have Timberwatch and Rough Top Patcher in play. Okay, let's skip. I don't like the Pusumaraza and second copy of the Worm. So um I can play my Worm by turn 4. Is that Ponza? Am I facing Ponza after playing against two elves with Tron deck? If that's so, I think that the people watching this video will be quite pleased by seeing how I'm gonna lose so hard by against my basic forest opponents. That's so cool. That's so bad. I don't know. What I know is that I now want to kill the Arbor Elf. Yeah, I want to kill that Arbor Elf. So if you please don't have Molia's Moss or Thermocast, just have a creature. Okay, that's a creature, that's fine. You have another 3 mana, 4 mana, Bonhide Crucier, that's fine. Alright, so we redraw the Pulse of Maraza and say goodbye to the Arbor Elf. I'm cutting my opponent from 4 mana. So if they top deck an Avenging if they have an Avenging Hunter in hand, they can't play it. I mean, they clearly didn't have Avenging Hunter here. Maybe they can top deck Virgin Chrysalis. Is that an X Hydra? Yeah, it is. If we take some damage. Okay. This creature bigger than theirs, so I'm casting Maelstrom Colossus here instead of the Bramble. Yikes. Do we need 9 mana? I don't like a rough top percher here. Ah, there it is. Pinnacle Killship. I like Pinnacle Killship. My creature is bigger than yours, so Chrysalis, that's fine. I can attack. I cannot attack now. And I can cast my Wrongful spell. Power! That's cool. So now I have 6, 8, 10, 11 mana. Casting Pinnacle Kinship on the banner Hide Crucial maybe is not really worth with them having that 6 mana, but I can play my Worm. So I can even fix the mana with the. I can as well fix the mana with the barrel, so leaving me with one more mana compared to tapping 2 towers and the forest. I don't like the idea of going for the combat now. If they attack, I can black and then return the creature in my hand with Boost of Maraza, netting me 6 mana. I fear Avenging Hunter indeed, but then I can cast Pinnacle Kinship to kill the Avenging Hunter or to kill the banner hit creature. Your choice. So more or less the only reason to play the Pinnacle Kinship over the Bramble War was the Pinnacle Kinship having flying. So power plant 2, 4, 6, 12, 13. I think we can attack with both creatures and then buy back the creature that dies. I'm kind of forced to attack with the worm. Bramble, the Colossus can be blocked by Eldrazi Spawn, so it's not maybe so worth as a play. And anyway, I can sacrifice my barrels to stick more damage. They need to double block my worm. The banner height crucial is not enough. And I'm likely killing the other creature with the barrels because I'm killing the crucial, but the other with the worm. But I can. Ooh, they'll take the damage. No response. No response. Last basic land. And it is time to cast the kill ship. I think it is better to kill the crucial here, so I can prevent them from having a creature so big that can become a threat. I still have enough mana to activate my barrels, so okay, so let's let the opponent choose what he needs to do here. So they sacrifice the spawn, cast something, burning party, okay, casting Bannerhead Crucial, no response, no response. That's so much damage. I want to kill the pirate, and I think I want to kill as well the Avenging Hunter. Just to take less damage. We go down to 7. They'll forge a creature. I need to find any other blocker now. This Boost of Maraza is likely not doing anything relevant. A 6/6 is not an issue, but I have only 7 life left, with my opponent having the room on trap next turn. Yeah. I can block the Barner Hide Crucial with the Worm. I can exile the graveyard so they can flash back their Banner Hide Crucial. This is not a great. This is not enough good play, but better than nothing. Yeah. Should pass now. now they're forced to attack with everything. To be honest, I can choose to attack with all the creatures beside one hard creature because oh no, yeah, doesn't matter. I'm dead anyway from the combat, so yeah, I can't cast Pulse of Maraza. I should play the Pulse of Maraza on their Arbor Elf. So game over. Let's go to game two. Rough Top Patcher is very bad in this matchup. Scour from Existence is good enough. It really doesn't do anything relevant. It is just a well, maybe it is better than Kivek's Touch which we could bug. Yeah. So yeah, let's go for with the Rough Top Patcher. Um, Pulse of Moraza might be good against them. So let's keep the Pulse of Moraza. We're starting first. Hmm. Too bad. Missing one land. We do miss one land, but yeah, this is bad. We need to top deck another land. Yeah. Two. Mm-mm. Okay, that's a cool hand. So we can put on bottom Junior's and Bramble. So we keep all the mana. And we go mine, barrels. I think that maybe barrels into strings is better than going for general center fetching for west because I'm more likely to find a land with unsent stirrings. And okay, that's fine. No need to cast my unsent stirrings then. 3 mana, Jewel Tiff, Tower, Pinnacle Kinship. Okay, so we fetch the tower, play the tower, fetch conduit pylons because I don't want to lose from Ancient Garage on my barrels. And we play Ancient Stirrings to find our creature. Okay, so Unfathomable Truths is fine. I do really like Unfathomable Truths. It's a very good card in Monsters Tron. Being able to fetch a draw 3 cards with Ancient Stirrings makes this deck so reliable. But okay, what is that? What are you casting here? So yeah, you miss a land drop and you can cast your Avenging Enter. Good. 2 mana. Suplex. So they exiled my barrels. Tower again. I think I want to play my tower here rather than the conduit pylons because I can go next turn pylons and with the trigger on stack cast Unfathomable Truth to get more selection. So easy peasy, Pinnacle, kill the Arbor Elf to prevent them from landing an initiative and pass the turn. And they found a land on top deck, of course. They don't have the initiative. That's so great. Brambleworm. Alright. I think I'm going Brambleworm rather than Tower on the Graveyard. Here, Brambleworm is of course so much better because we can animate the Pinnacle Kinship. Hmm. Should I start attacking here? I think so. They cannot block my kingship, and since they have suplex, I don't want to lose my blocker from a 2 mana removal spell. So yeah, if they have suplex, they can exile my ship, my kill ship, but I still get Brambleworm to block next turn. 4 mana, 5 mana, 6 mana. Is that a pirate? It is. Pirate casting Jewel Tiff. We take 14 damage. That's a lot of damage in just one turn. Um, I should have played around boarding party. Yeah, probably. But we do have a Scour from Existence on top. And I have enough mana to cast Scour from Existence after casting the Fathomable Truth because, oh, if I draw a land at least. But I can still block with the Spoon, so that's fine. Prism, draw a card, maybe a Bonder's Ornament, another Prism, another Colossus. I guess we'll block now. So we can, unless they have an Hydra, we can still win this game. Their best outcome here is Birding Party cascading into Avenging Hunter or into Suplex. But if they kill my Worm, I can gain 5 life in end of turn, so that's quite good. What is that? Another Suplex. Not. Is not a Suplex. Razi. Okay. One mana. Sacrifice 1 token. Rumble. Rumble reveals forest, 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 and forest. I guess they'll take one forest. They're attacking with everything. And I'll block with everything. It is always better to block the... Probably should block this way to play around Bannerhide Khrushchev, right? So I can still kill Jewel Tiff, the boarding party, and of course I'm not killing the Chrysalis. But by then next turn I have a Maelstrom Colossus. What is that? Crush Shock. That's fine. Go down to 3. Okay, I guess Maelstrom Colossus. Scour from Existence on the Chrysalis. That's good, I guess. Still missing 1 mana for the second copy of Scour from Existence, but being able to cast Scour from Exile is good. We're still losing from Suplex, which is quite annoying. But if they don't have one Suplex, since they are on the top deck, it's fine. No, please don't boarding part. Oh, is that Nixmar Hydra? It is. Do they have a little damage? Is that 11 damage? So I think we can block the Eldrazi Reposer with the Brambleworm. just to gain the life in end of turn with the Brown River. They choose to pass. That's good because we have this cover from existence. Thunder's Ornament. That's good. I draw a card. Stirrings. Passing the turn. Have cover from existence to um as a way to not die. And next turn we have enough mana to cast Colossus and leave the mana open to cast Scour from existence, so quite good. 1 mana. Utopia Sprawl. Chooses a red. And at least Eldrazi Proposer again. Okay. So you're not attacking this turn as well, I guess. Yeah. I don't know if I should cast my Cover from Existence, maybe just to be able to cast double Maelstrom Colossus next turn. Do I have enough mana? 9, 10 plus 5. That's 15. I'm missing 1 mana. So maybe it's not really worth. But I can still top deck maybe a creature, so maybe it is good to get rid of one annoying threat, like the. Hmm. Maybe I should get rid of the Jewel Tiff. Yeah, maybe I should do. Unfortunate truths. I guess I want to cast first the Maelstrom Colossus because any stirrings or whatever it is can give me 1 land. How many creatures do I have in my graveyard? No, so I'm taking. I think I'll take anyway the Haunted Fangraph. Nah, maybe I'll take the Uza's Mine. So I now have more mana for the next turns. Okay, that's good. Time to exile their Bannerhead Crush, I guess. This now our top percher is doing wonders, I guess. And at least Ancient Stirrings. I think I want double Unfathomable Truth now. Sydney Order, and I'll pass the turn. Now I have enough blockers. Devil Maelstrom Colossus for the win. Nope. Avenging Gunter on top deck. So I need a Scholar from Existence to exile their Hydra. Rough top percher again. Well, I'll start, and so anyway, I'll start drawing cards. There we go. Scholar. I exile the Hydra, attack with my percher, and the game is over. Indeed. So they skip it to my Scholar, exiling their Hydra, and then without any way to overcome my board state, we're going to the third game of this match. So okay, that's fine, I guess. Even though we are missing the second Uzaland, I think I want to keep it because I have crop rotation. So with either top deck a map or the second Uzaland, I will be quite pleased. Um, can go Tawa. If I top deck another Uzaland now, I can go put pylons into crop rotation, sacrificing pylons, and then I'll have a very good start. So We're seeing turn 2 Rumble, choosing Isper Hydra over Arbor Elf or Forest. Yikes. Play my pylons, keep the power plant on top, cast Prism, and next turn we can cast Rotation, sacrificing the pylons, and then cast Pinnacle Kill Ship. Pro-check. That's not an issue. Okay, that's a good draw, I guess. So we get the last Ursuline, and we start killing their creatures. It is good to kill their full force since they use the mono Avalanche Rumble token to cast it. Now they have a very the had Nixor Idol, which is very late game card. Suplex on the ship instead of the prism is quite good. Crop rotation again. So what we are doing here is cropping one Ursulens to get more mana because we want to get one extra mana now. And I prefer to crop mine on the power plant because I want to have more Ursulens in my Ursa tower in my deck rather than anyone else. So there it is, Barrel, Blasting Jelly. Not the greatest, not one of the best draw we can have, but now they can't play their initiative. They're forced to have an answer to Maelstrom Colossus like another copy of Suplex. So if we don't draw a land, we can play their top Percher. What is that? The Hydra? T3 Hydra with 2 cards in hand, not the greatest play. Okay, that's good. Now we can go. We can cycle the General Sent to get the last, the fourth land drop, and we can play. I think it is better to play the top Percher. We're using less mana, but I suppose it is better to cast a free flying creature rather than casting the Pinnacle Kill Ship to kill a 2/3 creature. So if they want to kill my Petra, if they want to cast the Avenging Hunter, I can attack and force them to lose the Hydra. Then I can barrels or kill ship the Avenging Hunter. After all, I have so many area models here that probably it is better for them to, defend another forest with the Avenging Hunter. Another Scour from existence. Okay, so we attack. If they block with the Hydra, it is good to me. If they don't, it is good as well. Okay, we take the forest. And now I want to think on what I want to do here. I think I want to cast my Pinnacle Kill Ship. So next turn I can attack with the Kill Ship, but after casting the Milestone Colossus, we're preventing a lot of damage now. And yeah, that's for sure the best play. So we take 2 damage. The Hydra becomes bigger. Now they need an answer. They need an answer to the Pinnacle Kill Ship. If they don't have any creature, and if they don't have any answer to Rough Top Percher, I can just attack with my. Ooh, seems like they have another Hydra instead. Cool. Okay, that's a 7-8. So that means it is time to place cover from existence, kill the creature, attack with the free. Um, do I want the what do I prefer here? The treasure token from stash or the T plus two, the plus two on my percher? They have zero cards in hand. Have 7, 9, 11 mana. If I get to the 12th mana, I can't really do much. So I think it is better to just make my percher bigger because by doing so, they can't block anymore with their next Hydra. So what you're doing now, opponent, you need to find an answer to two threats in play, and you need to find an answer to barrels of blasting jelly. You only have one continent. Your Hydra is not is so small that can't even block now my rough top percher, which is both a dragon, a flag bearer, and an elf. For shock. That's indeed an answer, but they don't know. I already have a scour from existence in my hand. Power, that's good. Do I have enough mana to cast Scour from existence now? I'm missing one mana because Tower was the only out to make my card good enough. Okay, we should attack here. We trap their opponent, and it is of course better to scour from existence my opponent Hydra to play around maybe Vines of Blast Food. If they have a boarding party, I can kill it with barrels of Blasting Jolly. And game over. So I was able to win at least one match in this league. Cool. So we are back for the fourth match of this Pauper League. We are on the draw, but with a very good starting hand. We do have the Expedition map and double Ursulines. Yes, that's a red deck. It might be Mono Red Madness or Mono Red Rally if it is Mono Red deck. But it can be as well a non-mono red deck, but seems like it is mono red madness. So whatever. Um doesn't concern us too much to be honest. So we fetch Urza's mine and yeah, it is time to draw the ooh. There's a bunch of snackers coming down, but I can see the Okay, let me think. Because we do have a way to stop their snackers with, you can just kill their snacker, but to be honest, I prefer to keep Pinnacle kill ship to kill Gapter Snipe or Cassie Foundation. So what I'm doing here is instead the casting Prism to draw a card, followed up by Stirrings, or either than Unfathomable Truths. Hmm. Maybe I should just play Prism by tapping the mine, followed up by me tapping the Pollen to cast barrels and stirrings. Because if I cast Unfathomable Truths, then, well, I can use this pawn to cast barrels, so we are not discarding too many cards, to be honest, which is good. So if I play the barrels, discard Forest, and that's it. That's fine. Next turn we have 8 mana to cast Stirrings and Rumble. They have the third copy of Grab the Prize and the third copy of Snacker. Now I kind of understand why people don't like Snacker in the format. If they always get triple sneaky Snacker. Ooh, okay, there is a crop rotation, so we can go conduit pillars with the trigger on the stack. I'll tap pylons, filter green, cast corporation on pylons, fetch tower, let the ability resolve, another tower. I think I want to keep the land on top. And now we have enough mana to cast both the Worm and the Pulse of Mirage. So we get 5 life. And in their turn, we can play Pulse of Muraza on my land in the graveyard. So with black Snacker, cast Pulse of Muraza on pylons. I I think it is. I think I really like Boros Blasting Jelly. Let's see if they have 12 damage, instant speed, bolt, fire blast, and lava dart, or fire blast, lava dart. They don't have it, so we go down to 13. They have a first hamper, likely bolting me. There's no reason to bolt the Bramble Room since it gets me 5 life from even from the graveyard. So after doing that, I have 10 life left. We're still under the range of double Fire Blast and Lightning Bolt. It seems like my opponent is trying to deal cheap damage with their Impure. Not so relevant to now. So, I think we can go. Yeah, since we have the Uza Tower in end, I think we can stirrings to try to find maybe some else, another lifelink creature like the flying changeling, which is good right now because we can exile their snacker. And there it is, Maelstrom Colossus. Cool, good, but not the best draw. Now we can go Ornament into Innocent and crack the the token. So we go up to 12. We do have double blocker for Devil's Necker. We get 2 damage going down to 10. And then need again another couple burn spells to kill me. Next time we have Maelstrom Colossus. We can eventually get a better top deck with the conduit pylons. So, we can put on top another Bramble Worm, a draw spell, or a Percher. I think we are not in a so bad position since they missed the couple land drops. Um, where are you, my point? I need you to yield this turn. I mean, you let mirror solve my stirrings. Why are not let me solve anything else? I'm trying to survive here. No joke. There you go. Chomping on that food token. And your turn, opponent. So next turn you can eventually even draw with the Bonder's Ornament if necessary, but I guess the Maelstrom Colossus might be better, since the spell it draws, it has been played. So you're casting a creature and the other spell on top without spending any more mana. Okay, so as I said before, if they have double Fire Blast, well, they haven't need another land. So without the third land, they can play double Fire Blast, but they can go Fire Blast, Lava Dart, Lightning Bolt. Fire Blast, Lava Dart, Lightning Bolt. It is 6-9 damage, maybe. Yeah, which isn't enough because I go down to 1. So they still need the fourth land drop. That's for sure. I guess it is my internet connection not doing really well, which is really annoying. So I try to close as much as possible tabs and applications to see if it eventually will be. Alright, the opponent is attacking with everything now. Yeah, I suppose we should block. He will block. So I switched from the Ethernet connection to the Wi-Fi, but still lagging a lot. I love the Italian internet. What the fuck is going on here? I don't care about vintage cubes with marble cards. Please be fast and kill me. So we're taking some damage, going down to 10. What? Okay, so if the opponent have a Gutter's Knife, well, we still have enough. Oh, Bolt, Lava Dart, Fire Blast. Yeah, that's enough. Double Lava Dart. So they have the Fire Blast. Alright, I guess not many copies of Sneaky Snacker were good enough to kill me. Okay, so with Bird out, Kovacs Touch, we bring in the Blue Elemental Blast from the sideboard. I feel that Blue Elemental Blast is not necessary in this deck, but I suppose it is still better to not have it. I do like Bird Weapon because it is a removal spell for the Gutter's Knife. But to be honest, I believe that we already have enough removal spells. Um, well, we'll keep one copy of Maelstrom Colossus because it feels much better than Coalition or Garda Relic. Or rather, I can bring in one Scar from Existence. Hypothetically speaking, I can even exile one copy of Snacker. Well, I think it is better to mulligan this hand, and I kept this one. Um, I think I don't need Prism. So what I'm doing here is casting Blood Barrels of Blasting Jelly on turn 1, followed up by double stirrings. I suppose I'm gonna draw at least one Resilience. I don't really like the idea of playing them 0 lands. Thankfully, we did top deck Conduit Pillars. Without Pillars, of course, I would play the Pillars. Yeah. So we'll take the Rough Top Percher clay pylons and pass the turn. Is that on top expedition map? I like it. So pass the turn. Don't fetch the generals and get another Lindsay wife. Okay, that's quite unexpected. I don't have a likely of fetching for a forest with my um yeah, I'll take the power plant. So you're losing to Wi-Fi now? Okay, it is time for General Sent tackling for the last forest. So we get the Fot Percher Rooftop. We have another cleansing wildfire. If you have it, I'm literally gonna scoop here, I guess. So we take 3 damage. I suppose Departure is good against red menace because we can block these Necro, but the 7 mana golem feels way better because it nets more life. And maybe we don't have a need to block this Necro, I don't know. This garbage prize discarding Aggro Robbery feels weird. Pulse of Moraza, so we can bring back use as mine. Not bad. But I still prefer Percher here, so we can exile double Fertilus looting and get at least 3 life. Not much, but it is an honest walk, an honest job. So gutter snipe, there we go. Sure, why shouldn't block here? High robbery from exile, yeah, unexpected. Sacrifice, discard doubles necker, of course. Bolt, ah, so I'm already dead. Double fire blast. Do you have double fire blast? They have double fire blast. So this deck is hmm. I suppose when you don't have the Urzatron, you aren't really doing much. So yeah, nice deck. Now I hope to get at least one Gates deck so I can more or less try to win. I mean, we faced Elves, um, green ramp, I mean Gruul ramp, and mono red Madness, and we got obliterated by everyone. So I think I should maybe try to move this hand, but I mean I have double Urza lens, barrels, and prism. Ooh, there is an nonsense series on top. That's good. Where are my lands? Second pillars, forest, nothing. I not have enough way to fix my mana, and I can't really afford to go to do nothing until turn 5. I need to find a crop rotation or even an expedition map right now. I mean, tower, please. Wah! Where are my towers? I suppose you don't really want to keep starting end without the Urzatron. Another Gunter's knife. Okay, I can scoop if I don't draw a tower or a fifth mana right now. Do you have double fire blast as well, like the prior player? They don't. Ah, post it. Okay. So we sideboard like in the previous round. So we bring in 4 capacity elemental blast, once cover from existence. Wow. And we board out the killer starch as well. Let's go for it. Let's discover if blue elemental blast in only 4 copies is enough um to not die from Monorail Menace. I believe we aren't. I believe Monorail Menace is not so bad as matchup, but we need to find the Ursulines first. Damn. Okay, so let me say, you do have double cards that net has some life, but there's no interaction with Gutter's knife. So, mm, if you can't even, ooh, that's good hand, I think. So we keep this hand, go Tower Mat, and then we go Prism, and hope the opponent doesn't have any way to interact with our artifacts. Because we need to find another land drop, and we need to find New Zealand's Kessig. Crop rotation, that's good. Okay, let me think. Um, I can sacrifice a land, top 2 mana to crack the map. So by doing so, I'm left with 2 mana, so it is not worth. So what I'm doing here is playing the Bijuka Dog, and then in their end phase, crop rotation and into the Bijuka Dog and sacrifice the expedition map to get the last land. After doing so, I can cast Pinnacle Kill Ship on their creature, and it is clear that in this turn they can't do much damage. So unless they have another Kessig, they're okay. That's good to me. That's really good. Confrontation with the Duke Dog. I take mine because it is not yours. And power plant. So now we have even a bunch of life gain. So I'm first casting Stirrings because I want another removal spell for the Kessig. Rooftop, rooftop Percher is not really great. I'll take the Barrels of Blasting Jelly. We go ship. We kill the Gutter's Knife and pass the turn. Next, we're taking 1 damage from the Cassie Flamberta. We do have another Rumble spell, so we can choose either killing the Cassie or casting the Broom. Expedition map on top. I think I want to take a tower, so have 8 mana. Maybe it is worth to just go Bramble Worm here because they haven't we're getting more team advantage by casting the Bramble Worm. Then we station the Pinnacle Kill Ship without attacking and we cast Barrels. So wait for the opponent to do something. I suppose they have a bunch of cards that they don't want to cast, like Power Blast and similar, or maybe a bunch of lands. So yeah, we got them. Let's go for game 3. Game number 3. Hmm. I suppose even if when you have expedition map and crop rotation, if you don't have any lands, you got a mulligan. And I think I like what I'm seeing here. We have the singleton score from existence, Usatron, and prophetic praise. So I'm expecting them landing a casting flame breacher or a snaker, or yeah, maybe a gutter's knife. I don't know yet. So hmm. Next turn I can play Percher and Prism. Sweet. Let's wait for the opponent to do something even cooler. Okay. Fear Tampa. No response. There we go. So we are going to see how much good is the rooftop patch. I suppose at the end of this video I will learn how to pronounce its name. Geoscent might be good next turn. So anyway, a rooftop percher, and I want to exile double Abaddon. So the only scenario where I'm not gaining any life is them sacrificing two lands. So it seems quite good as a trade-off. My opponent is thinking or truly odd, and they go highway robbery, discard mountain. We pass their turn, and we top deck Unten Rough, meaning that with that much mana, I believe it is time to cast my Brambleburn, followed up by Barrels of Blasting Jelly. And we attack for 3 damage. Next one we have 8 mana, so we can play Degenerate and get another 3 mana, another 3 life. And if we play Degenerate, we have then, I think, enough damage on the battlefield to win. Oh, my opponent is landing a Guitar's Knife, which is worth a Rumble spell from my barrels. I have 8 mana, so if I play the Unfathomable Truths, I, hypothetically speaking, can sacrifice this pawn and tap the mana from the power plant and hypothetically speaking, draw land from the top to activate the barrels and kill the Gutter Snipe. Well, but if I weren't able to draw a land on this turn, I would actually not cast Truth, cycle End, and crack the barrels on this little dude. How much damage do we have? I think we can, yeah. I can cast both Degenerate and sacrifice the barrels. So what I'm doing here is activate the barrels to fix the mana, cast Degenerate, attack with my creatures, because I suppose they don't want to block, and if they want to block, it is better for me. After that, I'm activating the barrels to kill their Guitar Knight. We're doing wonders with barrels of blasting drill. And now we have enough damage in play to even play around in multiple Voldaren Epicure as blockers. Because a Voldaren Epicure into Voldaren Epicure into Lightning Bolt. And they still need to deal me 24 damage. So unless they have another Gutter's Knife, which they don't have it, I mean, with just one Gutter's Knife, they can't kill me right now. Or, I suppose. Okay, so if they find the fifth land drop and play Gutter's Knife, then they have three cards left in hand, meaning that even if they have double Fire Blast or either, even if they have double Fire Blast and Lightning Bolt, that's not enough to kill me. There we go. So we were able to see how this deck performs in the league. Um, I don't know. I mean, I'm very worried about the presence of Blue Metal Blast in this side, but maybe it is not meant as a way to interact with mono red madness, but mostly as a way to answer cleansing Wi-Fi, which makes more sense because cleansing Wi-Fi is more annoying compared to um no, Giant Wi-Fi is more annoying with their cleansing Wi-Fi compared to mono red madness and their Gutter Knife because we have answers to Gutter Knife, Pinnacle Kinship, Barrels of Blasting Jelly, even Score from Existence. So Mono Red Madness might be a good matchup for this Mono Mono Green Tron deck. It is a kind of unexpected, but we do have now good cards. Um, Apparently, we're as well placed in the monsters mirror match. So against Gruul monsters, our mana round is better than theirs. So Gruul might be annoying if they're playing Gruul Ponza, but Gruul Monster is fine. Um, it can be a good deck for the current beta game, but I'm not quite sure because certain other matchups like Elves or whatever it is. Let's check on MTG decks just to be sure, because I at least missing one matchup that can be annoying. John Wildfire is probably not one of the best decks we can face because they have cleansing Wi-Fi, but they can have as well toxin analysis and Kraken Shaman that might be annoying. As for sure is not a good matchup. Uh, Maybe we are not really good into gardens. I don't know. We do have Cover Starch. Oh yeah, Spy Combo. Spy Combo is clearly not good for us. And just Sky Ephemerate and Azur's familiar as well. But against a lot of decks, against a lot of interactive decks, Gruul, Mono Green Tron, Monsters Tron, whatever you want to call it, seems quite good. It is kind of surprising because it is a deck being played in Pauper since the beginning of the format, or at least when I started playing in Pauper, Monster Tron was already a thing. Even though it was playing different shell. I mean, we were playing Finger Marauder, Rolling Thunder, Rodomus Crusher, Chromatic Star, Chromatic Sphere, and Prophetic Prism was quite good in that deck. Right now, I believe Prophetic Prism is not as good as Bonder's Ornament or Barrels of Blasting Jelly. Mm, Colossus, Maelstrom Colossus might be good, but I tried um, a, a different list previous to this one some months ago, and I tried playing 4 copies of Unfathomable Truth because I think it is very strong this deck, alongside 4 copies of Nyxborg Hydra, and I like it Nyxborg Hydra quite a bit. And Nyxborg Hydra, it is better to go faster. Maybe it is not necessary. I'm not really sure, but as well, I think that card advantage is not really an issue with this deck thanks to Unfathomable Truths and Wonders Tournament, so we can get rid of Maelstrom Colossus if we mostly care about the card advantage related to the card. If you instead care more about the creature cascading into another creature, at this point, I believe Nyxborg Hydra is better. The reason for that is you can just bestow the Hydra on a creature you already have in play, like or even a rooftop percher, and a rooftop percher bestowed with Nyxborg Hydra will eventually be a very good card. Okay, so Everton, this result in league isn't really telling us much. I thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you soon.